access to potable water is an essential ingredient to quality of life.
That's right. Water is required in all aspects and sectors of the Jamaican society. And it's important that we not only conserve this precious commodity, but play our part in ensuring that water is available for all of us. How do you do that? By paying your water bill, of course. If we all pay our bills, then the NWC will have more money to repair, upgrade, maintain, and add more water supply systems. We are in this thing together. Let's do what we can to make Jamaica the real land of wood and water.
Water is precious. So we encourage everyone to practice the 4 R's of water conservation. Always remember to reduce your use of water wherever possible. Replace water wasting devices with water savings devices. Reuse water wherever possible. And wherever leaks are found, please repair them and repair them quickly.
Don't delay. Practice the 4 R's of water conservation today.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, October 28. St. Mary residents affected by recent drought will have steady access to increased water supply by the end of the year. The assurance comes from Minister without Portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Colonel Charles Jr., during a recent tour of water systems in the parish. Mr. Charles says the Rural Water Supply Limited will be undertaking work to increase storage capacity to its systems at Gibbs Hill, Maroon Town, Top Leinster and Plattfield in the parish.
This government is more concerned about results than we are about talking about things. And so my focus is on solutions and getting it done.
The Jamaica Fire Brigade will be seeking to raise the awareness of the effects of prank calls as the body observes Fire Safety Week. According to the Fire Brigade, over 6,000 of the almost 66,230 calls received between 2014 and 2018 were malicious false alarm calls.
This has put a strain on our resources because sometimes resources are tied up responding to what we perceive to be a genuine fire call, only to discover when we get to this location it's actually a false alarm. The problem we face, ladies and gentlemen, is that we can't sit at our station when we get a call and make a determination as to whether or not the call is false or is genuine. So we have to respond once we receive a call.
Fire Brigade Commissioner Stuart Beckford was addressing Friday's media launch of Fire and Life Safety Awareness Week. Being held under the theme, Make We Fix It, Community First, more than 90 communities will be impacted through various activities being staged between October 27 and November 2. In other news, Justice Minister Delroy Chuck says the unification process for Clerk of Courts to become Assistant Crown Counsel should be finalized in a matter of months. Under this unification process, a Clerk of Courts will no longer be under the direction of the parish courts, but under the supervision of the Director of Public Prosecutions. The administrative duties previously performed by the Clerk of Courts will then be handled by the Deputy Clerk of Courts. Minister Chuck says the move will relieve Clerk of Courts of the heavy administrative and prosecuting duties they undertake.
So you separate your prosecuting duties from any administrative duties in the court. So the administrative duties will now be dealt with by the now Deputy Clerk of Courts, who eventually may be the Clerk of Courts or be renamed Clerk of Courts. And they will take on the mentioning of cases, matters in the court, administrative duties. But when it comes to the actual prosecution, it will be the Assistant Crown Counsel.
The minister was speaking on Saturday at the Anti-Corruption Training Seminar for prosecutors. Still on justice, Portfolio Minister Delroy Chuck says a sensitization tour will be undertaken to increase public awareness on child diversion. He says recovery and rehabilitation programs will be implemented to ensure that children who run afoul of the law will not be subject to the formal penal system.
We feel that our young people who get into trouble
should not end up getting a criminal record, we feel it is necessary for them to go straight, to get guidance, to get support, and to be able to move away from delinquency and to lead a clean and fair, honest life.
Minister Chuck was at Thursday's opening ceremony of the ministry's Integrated Justice Fair in Halfway Tree, St. Andrew. The fair, which was held in collaboration with the European Union, brought together more than 17 government entities to provide information and advice to citizens. It's part of efforts to take justice to the people, in keeping with the goal of creating a first-class justice system. Minister of State in the Ministry of Education, Orlando Terrelong, is encouraging more young people to get involved in the governance of the country.
Getting involved in causes, in politics, is getting involved in your own life. The decisions that we make today as policyholders, as stakeholders for your world, will directly impact you and your future and your children's future.
Minister Terrelong was addressing over 300 secondary and tertiary students at an event to mark United Nations Day 2019. Held under the theme, I Am the SDGs, the event facilitated dialogue on how young people can lead actions to achieve the 17 Sustainable Development Goals set by the United Nations General Assembly in 2015. And finally, the Ministry of Health and Wellness is advising that there is no general outbreak of hand, foot, and mouth disease, HFMD, in Jamaica. The Health Ministry says surveillance data indicates that there is no unusual number of cases in any area in the island. This comes against recent reports that there has been an increase in HFMD cases in schools. The Education Ministry has since urged administrators to take every precaution to prevent the spread of the disease. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
If you now want pop down and fenke, you fi burn mosquito and run with dengue. So now make water cycle in open container. For them to breed up under the danger. Usher them out, run them away. Slap them with the zapper and down them with spray. Use mosquito net and mosquito screen. Protect your household, now make them come in. If you now want pop down and fenke, if you burn mosquito and run with dengue. If pain lick your head and your joints and your eye, and you want fever mit and your temperature high, it could be dengue, don't hesitate. See a doctor, don't self-medicate. For some painkiller can make you bleed and you will try to recover and no succeed. We now want pop down and fenke. We fi burn mosquito and run with dengue.
A message from the Ministry of Health.
Though we've been spared the wrath of hurricanes so far this season, we're not yet out of the woods. We're still in an active hurricane season until November, and even then, past events have shown us that hurricanes have occurred in December. That's why it's important for us to maintain our preparation for these unpredictable events. See how next.
Jamaica's location in the Caribbean basin makes us vulnerable to the eventualities of the hurricane season. It is therefore critical that from June to November we always prepare for tropical cyclones. The location of system formation and their usual paths places Jamaica at risk for the entire 6 months of the hurricane season. Systems form in the Western Caribbean, that's Jamaica's location, or in the Gulf of Mexico at the start of the hurricane season. But as we move through July and August, we see development more in the Eastern Caribbean. Systems that develop here tend to move towards the west in the general direction of Jamaica. Then around September and October, we see systems developing more off the west coast of Africa or over the open waters of the tropical Atlantic Ocean. But the tendency again is that they move towards the west with a slight drift to the north, again placing Jamaica in a bullseye position. As we go into November, there is a shift to development in the Western Caribbean once again, sometimes in the southwestern region, but they move towards the north. Again, Jamaica is a target. So if we look at the trends over the last 18 years, from year 2000 to 2018, we see that several systems have affected the island, such as Hurricane Ivan in 2004, Dean in 2007, or even Sandy in 2012. Many people say that Ivan only passed close to Jamaica. It never really hit us. But it was a direct hit. We came within the ambit of the most tremendous wind speeds that are associated with a tropical cyclone. The eye wall moved over the southern coastline. Dean in 2007 was another hit for us. The center of the system was off the south coast, but again we came within the eye wall of Dean as it moved along the south coast. And in 2012 we had that visitor from the south. This was Sandy, moving over the eastern part of the island, making its entry near Harborview and exiting around Port Antonio on the northeast coastline. It moved across the island as a Category 1 hurricane. We also had some systems that had unexpected but significant impact over the island. We had Wilma in 2005. This was one of the most powerful hurricanes ever formed. The system lingered in the early stage of development just off the southwest coast of Jamaica. We got 2 weeks of heavy rain, even though it did not move over the island. And then in 2008, you might remember Gustav. Gustav caused significant flooding and devastation as it moved across the country. And it was not even a hurricane, it was a tropical storm. Then there was Nicole back in 2010, which caused severe flooding even though it was not even named a tropical storm when the rains were pounding the island. We also had systems that didn't affect us despite our preparations. 2 of the most memorable ones were Tropical Storm Earl and Hurricane Matthew, both of them occurring in 2017. If we look at especially Matthew, all the models were projecting a direct hit for Jamaica, but that is not what happened. Instead, it moved a little toward the east and it devastated Haiti. Some persons may use this as an excuse for not taking hurricane warnings seriously, but remember that despite the technology and the advances that are made in predicting the path of these systems, tropical cyclones are still somewhat unpredictable. It is always better to be prepared for systems that might hit, but don't, rather than be unprepared for one that hits us. So the message I want to get out there is about being prepared all the time, because a tropical depression, a tropical storm, or a hurricane could be a threat anytime before or during the hurricane season.
Protect yourself from the flu virus. Visit your nearest health center or doctor to get the flu vaccine. Cover your mouth and nose when coughing and sneezing. Wash your hands regularly with soap and water or by using an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Avoid the spread of germs by not touching your eyes, mouth, or nose. And be sure to regularly disinfect surfaces and objects that are used often. Remember, your health is your responsibility.
We're still in the mood of celebrating our Jamaicanness, and one of the uniquely Jamaican expressions we possess is our music. Take a look.
Relax, man, we'll soon get there. In fact, we are here, the Institute of Jamaica. This is where we're going.
What is this, Grandpa?
When you're going, you'll see. Come on, let's go.
Oh, where's a carry me someplace where me no want go?
You say you want to be a musician? Well, you have to come here. Let me show you where the music is coming from. Step inside. See, this is where I want you to come. You see how far Jamaican music coming from, Kadim? These are Tainas, the first people, and see, they're playing drums and dancing. And look at these African instruments. That's when the first Africans came to Jamaica. Now, I bet you don't know what this instrument is.
Rumba box?
It is a rumba box, and you hear that in what kind of music now?
Mento.
Mento, that's what makes the mento music so sweet. Now, look at this. This is jazz music. Jamaica had a rich tradition of jazz. Coming right out of Alpha Boys School, you see it? Right after jazz, the same jazz musicians were playing R&B.
I found my thrill.
That came from America. And when the R&B dried up from America, then they started making Jamaican R&B. Jamaican turned the R&B around and made their own Jamaican style of R&B music, which then led to ska.
It was the beginning of independence. Ska was looked upon as the new sound of Jamaica. We find in our own identity, not following the American R&B or the ballad or the middle of the road kind of music that was coming from North America and Europe. And so it was very nationalist in its outlook and output.
Gather together, be brothers and sisters, we're independent. Join hands to hands, children started to dance, we're independent. Oh, be set and blue. The Lord is still with you. God bless, no one curse. Thank God I'm not the worst.
Seems like the music always speak about social issues.
A lot of the music is about social issues. After all, life is music and music is life. After ska, you got Rocksteady.
Rocksteady, the rhythm, the ska still continue, but the bass rock. And the guitar and the piano, ska same way. But the bass, the emphasis on the bass, so you fall back on you.
Well, it looks as if we can hear music here.
I like this, Grandpa.
This
nice.
is Rocksteady. No, you should have seen me and your grandmother in those days. Rocking steady.
Yeah, Grandpa.
Yes. That's Alton Ellis, you know.
Yeah.
Great Rocksteady singer. But we turn down the people things here. Next thing, they throw us out of here. And go back to watch this thing.
But Grandpa, you've been talking about Jamaican music for how long now? And until now, I haven't heard anything about reggae.
Well, we're coming right up to reggae now. Here we are, reggae. Well, first of all, many people say that reggae was born at Sir Coxson's Studio 1 on Brentford Road.
Clement Dad brought a piece of machinery to the studio for about a year. It was sitting there. And no one knew exactly what to do with it. And so they hooked it up one day and decided to implement it. And they discovered it was a tape delay. And so they hooked it into the machine and they started doing it into the recording. So when they put the guitar sound through the tape delay, it comes back saying that. The rest of studios hearing this recording out, they thought it was the guitar making that and just copied that, and that was the birth of reggae music.
I want to do the reggae, girl, with you. Yeah, come on to me.
Here are some of the great artists who came out of that. Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, and Bunny Livingston, the Wailers, Burning Spear, and so on. Now, reggae was also a way of life. It was the greatest advertisement for Rastafari.
I think it's my time to teach you a little bit.
What can you teach me?
Come right here, sir.
Oh, dancehall. I know that's when you were going to get happy.
It was just a little bit different in the 80s where you have more artists that come and you have to compete with artists like every day, and the dancehall vibes. When you go into the dance hall, you know, you have to just hold the mic to get a bus. And now it's different. You just have a CD, you go to the radio station and get some airplay.
The 90s had these persons like Beenie Man, Lady Saw, and Bounty Killer. Up to today, Beenie Man and Bounty Killer still have swag. Right now, we have producers that are artists, artists that are producers, and radio jocks who are doing both. With technology, the music is now diverse.
We are accepting music on a broader scale. One time gone till you want to hear hip-hop music or techno music being played in a dancehall setting. And that is happening right now. A lot of pop music is being accepted. Disco music, techno music, electro house music is being accepted right now. Hip-hop music is widely accepted right now. So we as Jamaican, we are listening to a wide cross-section of music.
That means that we took music and turned it into Jamaican music, and we have given it back to the world, and everything has now come together. Kadeem, the tour done. See, it wasn't that bad after all.
For real, Grandpa. Really inspired by all of this. Well, out of many, we're really one music.
And you might yet become a good musician.
Thanks, Grandpa.
Yes.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica.
As we gear up to celebrate our farmers this Eat Jamaican month, we highlight a locally made product that's good.
Jamaica has its own peanut spread, farmed and manufactured in the central hills of the island. You may have it creamy or chunky with your bread and biscuits, or even straight from the jar by itself.
We are the Jamaican Peanut Butter Factory. We use 100% Jamaican peanuts as well as Jamaican honey. Right? One of our mottos is very simple ingredients but fantastic peanut butter. And we use only 4 ingredients as opposed to a lot of the import peanut butter. Uses numerous chemicals and preservatives that we should not be consuming. We use 100% Jamaican peanuts as well as 100% Jamaican honey to sweeten it, and then organic coconut oil and sea salt. As far as our peanuts go, they come from St. Elizabeth, and so we are committed to supporting Jamaican farmers, and we've been told that Jamaicans grow the best tasting peanuts in the world, and our goal is to make the best peanut butter in the world. I worked with a natural peanut butter in the States. One of my goals was to come down here and to help facilitate small business development. And when we came down here and I saw that there was no Jamaican peanut butter on the market, and I saw that the current prices for import peanut butter, I realized that there was an opportunity in the market for a high quality, locally sourced peanut butter. Support Jamaica, buy Jamaican. We currently offer original, which is more of a creamy style, but the original has a slight texture to it. So we like to say it's kind of like a homemade style. And then we also do a chunky as well, which has whole peanuts in it. And we currently offer it at John R. Wong's, as well as it's going to be in Lethusian's, and it is the health food stores on Barbican and Orchid Plaza. If you purchase 2 jars directly from us, we can deliver right to your location.
It's the 9th staging of the JIS Heritage Competition, and this year we're talking slavery and reparation. Entries are now open, so listen up. Primary and prep school students, this is what you should do. Imagine that you are one of the 7 national heroes. Make your case for Jamaica to be compensated for the effects of slavery. Answer this question in an essay of 400 to 500 words and submit using the application form on our website, jis.gov.jm. Entrants must be aged 9 to 12 years old. Secondary students, the poster competition is for you. Submit your digital or illustrated posters to depict the theme, Jamaica, a case for reparation. The photo competition is open to tertiary students in accredited Jamaican institutions. Send us a photo, also representing the theme, Jamaica, a case for reparation. All entries should be submitted using the application form on the JIS website. For more information, contact 876-922-3590, extension 2137 or 2132. You may also email heritageessay@jis.gov.jm, heritageposter@jis.gov.jm, and heritagephoto@jis.gov.jm.
The deadline has been extended to Monday, November 4. Go ahead, express yourself in the JIS Heritage Competition 2019.
And that's all the time we have for you on this station. Be sure to join us round about the same time tomorrow for another informative program. We are available online 24/7, 365 days of the year. There's jis.gov.jm, our social media pages, YouTube channel, and a mobile app that's smartphone compatible. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.